G'day Town fans, welcome back to another episode of Talk of the Town. We're your hosts Grant and Zarin. This episode is proudly sponsored by Derwent Park Supporters Club. They're a massive supporters group for our club, bringing a lot of financial gain for the club and a massive asset. So thank you. Today's a very special episode.
Yeah, we're delighted, honoured's probably the word, to introduce Stephen Daniel, aka Patch. I think when you look at our club in a whole, I think Patch's name just comes into every conversation or everything we do down here. As a fan, you don't realise the amount of work volunteers do, but since I signed in 2023, the amount of work Patch and now what Rob's starting to do is absolutely phenomenal. And Patch, it's a pleasure to have you on, pal. It really is.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Good. This is the one episode I've been wanting to get. I've been wanting Patch. We said from day dot, didn't we?
Yeah,
Patch would be. Yeah, absolutely.
Patch, when and how did you get involved with the club?
Around 2000, I really got involved. I joined I used to come down to matches on a Sunday, and I got involved with the Travellers Rest people, who are fantastic people.
Yeah,
they really are. Travellers Rest Supporters Club, I joined, made a lot of friends there, and it all just developed from there. I made a lot of friendships, and then certain people in the club the two kit men, for instance, there was Les Horrigan and George Petrie. Now they're legends in the club to me. They are legends in the club. I used to watch them in 2000. I don't know how old they would be then, but they were elderly men doing a vital job for the club, assisting the players and doing a lot of work during the week. And as they got older, I noticed that they were struggling with carrying bags and things, and I thought, I'll just give them a hand. So that's how it first happened. I volunteered myself to give them a hand, carrying the bags and stuff. And then one day I got invited to actually go on the team bus. And that was probably one of the most... it was an experience, put it that way. I was sitting at the front of the bus, and the two coaches were Martin Oglenby and Gary Charlton. And I've always been mortified about this ever since, but each person on the bus had to sing a song, and I was awful.
What song did you sing?
I honestly can't tell you. I could not tell you what I sang, but I was
Spice
awful.
Girls.
I was awful. And Gary and Martin, they set me. I felt as if I was set up afterwards, and I'm still, all these years later, I'm still embarrassed by it. But anyhow, they'll be laughing about it if they see this podcast, because it was a bad moment for me, but funny for them.
Yeah, I can guarantee you now, as a player, about 2/3 of the team are embarrassed by the way we perform, and we can't bloody sing. You're not alone there. I wouldn't feel embarrassed, bro.
I remember in 2017, I made firstly I was on trial. We were away at Huddersfield, and Les, all I knew him was, I didn't know his second name. I just knew him as Kitman Les. And I remember we rocked up at Huddersfield, and I got given this 2XL top, and I look, and honest to God, these shorts would have fit like a kid. They were small shorts, and I said to Les, Les, have you got any bigger shorts? He was like, I'll have a look, lad. Yeah, I've had a look. Give us some mediums. And I was like, right, this will have to do then, because I was like, obviously on trial, I didn't want to be a pain, did I? I was just like, right, I'll just wear medium shorts.
That's hilarious.
Luckily, Patchy don't give me medium shorts now.
No, we do get it wrong sometimes.
Rarely.
Very rarely.
What's your day-to-day like with the club?
Usually on a Monday after a match on the Sunday, It's the first thing is to come down for 9:15. Take all the kit. Well, the kit's already been taken up to the office on the Sunday night, and sort it out. Lindsay will come along at 10 o'clock, and she'll start putting it in the washing machine. I used to do that, but she's took that role off me, so I've got to be grateful for that. Then I come into the change rooms, usually start picking up all the rubbish, taking all the rubbish out, then cleaning all the floors, mopping the showers out. I do the home first, and gradually work down the corridors, mopping and cleaning, and that's what it is really on a Monday. And then going on to maybe on the pitch with Colin the groundsman. He'll maybe be divoting the pitch or whatever, or if there's any pitch maintenance that I can help him with. And to be honest, anything that just crops up, I just get on with it. There's a lot of maintenance needs done very often. I just, whatever's needed, we do, and we've got we've got good volunteers down here, really good people. They're really passionate about the club, and they work very hard at the club. A lot of the supporters will never see what's done actually down here to keep their club going. Really,
Yeah.
it's a lot of work, but you can get a lot out of it if you've got the right attitude and you're passionate about the club. You can really get a lot out of it, and I do. I put a lot of hours in, and I get a lot of family wise. I'm lucky. I've got a good family behind me who don't pressure me. They don't complain about the hours that I put in. I've got 3 lads that I'm very proud of. They don't pressure me. One of them one day said that he's very happy with the fact that I come down here, because he said, basically what else would I be doing? I've done it that long that this is all there really, and I do enjoy it. I get a lot out of it. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but you feel as if you're achieving something all the time down here. In the last 12 months, 2 years, maybe 3 years, everything has gone that much better. The team's improving. The everything we have now. For instance, the equipment that we're using now, we've just got new tackle bags and tackle shields and new equipment which we needed. We were getting a bit, things were getting a bit shabby, but we've done well really. The team if you see them training and the effort that's put in by the lads, I hear people complaining and moaning about the team, this, that and to the effort that's put in, I can assure you, is fantastic. With some really hard working, good lads down here now, and really the supporters need to get behind everybody instead of pulling people to bits. There's really needed times to think about it and start backing the lads, and I can guarantee the lads will give 100%. Just need that encouragement. So,
Spot on that.
What's the obviously like the match days like? Obviously, obviously you're down at the club from an early morning, obviously on a Monday. But obviously, does it change on game day? Does it obviously there'll be maybe more stuff to do and stuff like that?
I'm very lucky now. I've got Robert Kirkbride with me.
Yeah.
We're a Les and George in a way. We work very well together. During the week, he's full-time employed, and I'm retired now. So during the week, I can get things all prepared and everything for the weekend. We like to make up the kit for the players together, really, if that's possible, which most of the time we can do. basically we have a kit bag for each player. We put, if it's an away match, it's shirt, shorts and socks all into a bag. all the players' shirts are numbered and named, so that's about. But we've got to make sure we get the right size shorts in. It doesn't always go right. Sometimes we can be, well, sometimes I make a mess of it, and somebody will maybe get some medium shorts, as we've said before, when they should be extra large or something. But during Thursday, Friday, Saturday mornings, it's getting prepared. We have, for the players, for instance, we get grapes, bananas. We have big packs of sweets and things to get sugar into them before a match for energy. We have all sorts of supplements that they use. I don't know much about that, but it's
That's
salts.
Jono's territory.
Wow.
That's Jono's territory.
That's Jono's territory. Yeah, definitely. We get if it's a home match, we like to put the shirts up properly, hang them up on coat hangers around the change room. We like to we have water and everything. Everything's provided that we think they would need. We try to make the players as comfortable as possible and to put them at ease. We also try to, on a match day, to be in the background and keep out the way of what's going on as best we can, but to be there if there's something at the last minute they might need. Sunday mornings, I usually get down about 9 o'clock for a home match, and I just work away. I can't even think at the moment what I should do. I'm like a bit robotic in a way now. I've done it that long that it just sort of comes natural. I know what to do, where to put things. I'm looking at the clock and thinking, right, we need this done now, that done now. I'll go out on the field, put maybe set the tackle shields out. Rob as well, me and Rob. We'll put the tackle shields out. We put the training balls, cones, and so that part of it's prepared. We do the water bottles, filling the water bottles, and during the match, I'm constantly checking the water bottles, running in, filling bottles up, bringing them back out for the water boys, and. It's just lots of little jobs, but it all clicks into place. I've done it that long that it just sort of comes natural now.
Yeah. You've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly of the club. Just tell us about your memories from obviously the good and the bad, and obviously the ugly things you've seen.
We've had our good times. When we beat Doncaster was a highlight. That was a fantastic day. Everybody enjoyed it. We had a great crowd. We did very well. That would be one of my highlights, I suppose. I just enjoy watching the match, and I know, as I've said before, I know how much effort the lads put in during the week, and I know how much. If they lose a game, they're absolutely gutted, and people don't realise how much it affects players. To be, you get yourself built up for a match, and the disappointment if you lose. I say that I say that, but I also see the elation when we win, and when we're banging that drum, we know we've done well. I think them times will be coming before long. Don't worry about that.
Absolutely.
I've no doubt at all that we're not going to be where we are for long. I think we're going we've got a team that can go on that field and do us proud. I've no doubt at all about that. But the bad, I suppose, was the time when we all had to have a meeting in 2021, I think it was, something like that, where the club was out in a bit of a predicament with money. And I always remember we sat in a meeting, all the players and the officials, and we knew what was coming. We knew the club had been struggling for a little while. We didn't realise it was as bad, but I always remember players said their piece, and I always remember one at the end, Jordan Thompson. He stood up and he said, "I would play for this club for nothing," and everything went quiet. And I've always admired him for that. That's loyalty. That is, yeah.
That shocked me. Not just because he's saying he's a thing with money, but obviously you don't see that side of.
No,
it's not. You don't want to be in that room when stuff like that happens. And
no.
for someone of a character like
Yeah,
Tom Posh, it's
fantastic.
Patch told me that before we started, before you got here, and
threw you off.
That was
no, it didn't throw me off. I was like I know how much this club meant to Posh as well.
And
Yeah,
you said that
yeah.
way as well.
yeah, but that was a moment.
That's awesome.
I still get a bit emotional about it because
Yeah,
it was an emotional time,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It was because we were so near. I don't know all the details, but we realised we were that close to folding.
Yeah.
But since then, I mean, the amount of work really that volunteers have done since, and the of course the management side of things, to get this club going again. And now I think we are going places, definitely.
Yeah.
In every aspect of the club.
It just goes to show that volunteers like yourself in all sports and in particular clubs.
Yeah.
Just it keeps it afloat and
Yeah.
so it's unreal. And
Especially
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
going on now with obviously like Halifax obviously Salford luckily got sorted without.
Yeah.
But it's
you don't want to
it's
see
a
the
scary
game.
time for it.
You don't want to see the game in the state.
No, absolutely
So,
not.
No, I mean, Halifax and Feathers, you'd never have believed
No,
that
never,
it would happen.
never.
You know, they've got both got fantastic supporters. I know a family actually, Fairbank family from Halifax, and I was with them not so long ago. They have a farm near Halifax, but they've all played for Halifax, and talking to them, you know, it was in the blood. You know, the Halifax people, they're Halifax through and through. And I've been thinking about them lately because they must be absolutely gutted, you know, what's happened to their club. The family's been involved for a long, long time. You know, there's been some of them have been Great Britain players, and you know, you just think, how has this been allowed to happen in the first place?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it nearly happened to us, I know, but you know, it's. I suppose. Well, to go out of the league, you know, for Featherstone to go out of the league, I mean, can't believe it. I mean, you know, 1952 we were playing them
against them in the Challenge Cup.
in the Challenge Cup at Wembley.
Yeah.
You know, I know that's a long time ago, but they're a big. They are
Part of
a
history.
big
They're part of the
side.
game. Like.
Yeah. No, I'm so disappointed and that it's happened to them, you know. And with a bit of luck, I hope they can get back into the league.
Yeah.
Because it isn't a league without them sort of teams. They're established.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad.
No, definitely.
Mm.
Who are some of the players you've come across and had the privilege to see play for Town?
Oh, I've got to name my number one. Fu my. I've got to. He was fantastic. What a guy. You know, he was at one time he was the best in the world. He still is to me. Some, you know, I was at Newcastle. We were playing at Newcastle, and he came in and he said into the change room and he said, I've got something for you," and he brought me a signed shirt in a frame, and it says on it, "To Patch, thanks for all you've done for me, Fooey." And
That's special.
that's special. Yeah, it's like last year. I got a shirt signed by all the players out the team last year, and that meant a lot. Rob got one and I got one. And
Callum organised that. It was good.
That was fantastic as well. Yeah, but Fooey would probably be the top of the tree for me. I have. It sounds a bit bizarre this, but when he came from Toronto, he had a pair of Toronto swimming trunks, and he left them one time. So I hung them up in the what we call the boiler room, which is the nerve centre of the club.
Your office.
My office. And I hung them up on the back of a door, and they're still there now. And I don't know how long ago it was, but I sent him a photograph of them, you know, just as a joke. And every now and again, if I can, I'll send him a picture of them. But I met him actually last year, I think it was. I went to see Wales versus Tonga at St Helens, and I met up with them all. And I was an adopted Tongan for the day. It was unreal. I actually had tickets to go in a stand somewhere. I wasn't allowed to. The Tongans adopted me, and that was it. And I absolutely loved it with them.
That's class.
It is. They are class people. I loved it. I was trying to sing with them. Didn't go down very well, but
Still carrying that shell shock from the bus.
what?
Still carrying the shell shock from the bus. That
Oh,
very
yeah.
first bus trip we had to sing.
Oh yeah. That shell. I'm still shell shocked sitting here now. Don't ask me to sing. Do not ask me to sing.
We won't. Yeah.
No, it was rather funny because it was rather bizarre what happened, but I decided I'd come to I went to that first match, and I enjoyed it so much with the Tongans that I decided I'd come to the second match. But at the first match, I'd parked my car, and I got out, and this man got out of the car behind us. Well, I had a red Tonga shirt on that Fooey had given me, and this man came up to me and he said, would I mind if I had a photograph taken with him? And I said, no. I said, yeah, by all means. So his wife got out of the car and she took a photograph of me, and I never thought nothing of it. And I went to the match, enjoyed it with the Tongans. And I went the following week, and I'm walking down the street by St Helens ground, and these two big Tongans came towards me, and they said, "Excuse me, can we have a photograph taken with you?" And I said, "Well, yeah, but I don't understand why." They said, "Oh, you had your picture taken with Prince something of Tonga last week, and your photograph's all over Tonga." I said, "You're joking, aren't you?" They said, "No." I said, "Well, you don't. You said." I said, "You're obviously Tongan, but you don't sound." "Oh no, we're from Phoenix, Arizona." They said, "We're out there. Your photographs all over Phoenix as well."
Wow.
I said, and anyhow, a few weeks ago, I was talking to somebody who ended up to be. They were on security at St Helens at that match, and I mentioned about this Prince such and such, and they said, "Oh yeah, that's right. We were told to look after this Prince, somebody of Tonga." So there you go.
Brush with
They've met royalty.
They've met royalty. Patch Daniels.
Yeah. So that's one story.
That's class, that. Patch, your work within the club is outstanding as a volunteer. What's the club provided for you over the years? What's it done for your life?
Oh, I must admit, I went through a bad time a long time ago, and it sorted me out really. It gave me a reason to keep going and to do things, you know. And that's partly how I got busying myself down here really. I went through a bit of a bad patch, and I got a lot of satisfaction by coming down here and feeling useful. I think that's one thing. So everybody has the bad times, and I'm no different. But it just sorted my life out really, as much as anything. I was doing something I enjoyed. I was with people I enjoyed being with. I've made a lot of friends down here. In fact, everybody to me is a friend, you know, from players to backroom staff to volunteers to everybody, you know, the supporters. It's a fantastic club down here. People say about their clubs, and you know, but it really is down here. There's a lot of passionate people who actually love the club, but the good people, they're not, you know. I couldn't tell you now how many friends I've made over the years through rugby. Rugby's a fantastic game for making friends with people from all over the world, as you know.
Best sport in the world.
Yeah, so it is. It is. Yeah, it isn't just about the game on the field. It's the friendships you make off the field as well.
It's more than rugby.
Yeah, I can go to a lot of grounds. I meet people. I meet the kit men, for instance, at other teams. I've got friends at Dewsbury and Lee and all you know, all sorts of clubs that people I would never have met, but you get chatting with them, and next thing you keeping in touch, or you meet up, you know, when they come up here to play, and we try and look after them, and you know, if they've travelled a long way, we make a cup of tea, have a crack, and you know, it isn't just about on the field; it's what we get out of it off the field as well.
100%.
It's good. Good.
What was it like?
Sport.
What was it like? You were here when obviously COVID happened and stuff like that. What was the obviously the changes, obviously, of like the culture at the club, obviously playing that year, obviously we had to use the far side changing room and stuff like that. What did that have on you, and what did obviously you had to do? Did you have to change things and stuff like that?
COVID made it very difficult, really. It gave us one thing. It gave us was the opportunity to build a gym. And we actually
Wasn't there a gym beforehand?
no.
That used to be sponsors.
Where
as
do
well.
they train out of then? Where do the players train out of?
It used to be Ted's.
We didn't have
Yeah, Ted's gym. That used to be a sponsors lounge for
Speedway.
Really?
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Yeah. It was Chris Thorman's idea to build that, and if there's one thing Chris left at this club, you know, he came up with some fantastic ideas, and that was one of them, and that's a legacy that Chris Thorman's left here. You know, we've got everything over there that we need.
Yeah.
I just hope that we have the same things available at
the new stadium.
new stadium. It's, you know, it's a crucial part, I think, of our club, that now, playing wise. You've got the wrestle room. You've got a wrestle room and your weight training area, and to be honest, a lot of supporters won't even know it's there.
Yeah.
It might have been an idea that we opened it up for people to actually see what we got, you know, what we do, and
Turn into a gym. Turn into a public gym.
There's our idea actually was to make it a public gym. And that was the original sort of thing, but it was never going to be practical. We'd got permission for people to park their cars on Tesco's, but I could see that that would have soon there'd have been people getting fines left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have worked. But no,
Well, more money for the council, isn't it?
yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, so that's a good thing. Like that was during COVID. I can remember. I'm not very, around. I get mixed up with the COVID times really, but when we did the wrestle room, there was me. There was Gary Hewer was a big part of that from Dissington. Gary was one of the instigators. There was Matthew Johnson. I've got a fantastic photograph of Matthew Johnson. He had an angle grinder and he was cutting up some car tyres with it, and it's just black. It's just black with the rubber, absolutely covered. He is, and but the wrestle room we had to have so many tyres of a certain thickness to put under the floor, and then you had sheets of plywood put over the top of it, and we were nine tyres short, and it was between Christmas and New Year, and I can remember I went round all the scrap yards in my car and couldn't get any of these tyres anywhere, and then I decided to go to Quick Fit, and I went in. I said, "Look, I'm after some tyres of a certain." I gave them the type, and I said, "I know you're not going to have them, but," he says, "there's 9 there, lad." There was 9 tyres. It was meant to be. we got that. The
wrestle room.
That wrestle room finished, and couldn't have worked out better. But it was a lot of hard work again. But I think the lads have all benefited by both the wrestle room and the
gym.
Absolutely.
gym. Yeah.
Grant gets thrown around in there.
Grant actually put a hole in the wall, which hasn't been repaired yet. I don't think.
It was with.
It was accidental.
It was with Flo Charlton and Tom Cohen. First year we were doing you had to run up to a defender with the bag, and it was 2-on-1 tackle tech. And unfortunately, I got dealt with Tom Cohen and Lou Charlton, who people who don't know are like moving fridges, and they can hit extremely hard, and just basically got took off my feet. And it's not the biggest room in the world, is it? Especially when you've got some big lads in there. And they just
touching the ceiling.
They hit me perfect and just went. Just like, do you know when you see cartoons, you've just got like an imprint of someone going through a wall. Literally, just an imprint of my back going through the wall.
Yeah. I walked in and I knew whose back it was. Oh no. Here we go again. More patching.
Patch by name, patch by nature.
Yeah.
Who do you reckon, Patch, he's probably the best player you've seen in a town shirt? Obviously, you could probably name a good.
You could make a quality 17.
You could make a quality 17, yeah. But who, in your not just maybe just for play, like on and off the field, and what like in the community, and just what the like for the fans really, who you just thought stands out for you.
There's been so many. Penkovic was a really good player for us. Yeah, he was good to watch. We've had a lot of exciting players down here over the years. Going back to the like Johnny Limmer and going back a real long time. Certain players were stood out. I mean, we've had some class players from the Super League and that. I mean, one that made me I used to enjoy was Jamie Thackeray. He was some character. Great lad. Really liked him. Like, he was spot on. But we've just had so many good players. You can't really pick out. I
Could you
couldn't
give
pick
us
out
maybe
the
a top three
individual.
of it?
Top three.
Could you give us a top three of players of maybe from maybe a recent age and when you first started and when?
I tell you, I know it's down to loyalty as much as anything.
Yeah.
Stevie Squally,
Yeah.
to put 10 years of playing, and I've seen him
You've seen him
grow.
grow
As a player, I've seen him grow, but as a person as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a captain of the club now, and he was last year. And when he speaks now, I mean, if you'd gone back 5 years, he wouldn't have spoke. He was a pretty quiet, sort of unassuming sort of lad.
Yeah.
But now he knows how to talk to the lads. He knows, and they know when he's talking that they listen.
Yeah.
And he's gained the respect over 10 years that he deserves, really. So Stevie for his loyalty. Carl Forber, well, what a goal kicker, what a player.
What about on the drink?
And a terrible injury. Aye, terrible. But no, he scored the try against Rochdale that I'll never ever forget.
Yeah, I was there for that.
That was absolutely fantastic.
Right on the hook, wasn't it?
Right on the
Good
hooter.
semi-final.
No, it was a league game, but it was a game I think we had to win.
Had to win.
I think it was one of them.
Was he interception?
Interception.
Aye.
Sean Penkovic and Fury played for Rochdale that day.
Played for Rochdale that day.
That's right. Aye.
Yeah.
No. Jared Samet, when the first time he was here, he was outstanding, very skillful, very quick thinking. I don't think we ever saw that first season was his season. After
Definitely.
that, I don't think he was the player that came back that he was when he was first here. It's rather funny crack was he had a little smart car, and one day he had to go to the offices or somewhere, and they actually physically lifted his car up, carried it up by the toilet block on the town end of the ground, and left it up there, and he come back. He didn't know what the hell to say, but the look on his face said it all. But I put him as one of the skillful players. I don't know really.
It's a good three to have.
It's a good three though.
Obviously, you could even look at for obviously Fui, Sean Penkovic is like, I'd say sneaks under the radar.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the best I've seen in the town shirt.
I've never got to watch him play.
No, he was really good. Here's another question. Just who's one player you'd love to? Like, obviously, maybe just done a year or two at the club and had to move away. Obviously, maybe because of, I don't know, another club, or just retired, or just didn't want to play rugby anymore. Who's one player you'd love to bring back? Like now in like of what we've got as a club now. We've obviously when we first had the financial problems, obviously we didn't have, like, obviously any overseas lads and stuff like that. And then obviously Muzzer came, we had Sean Sabat here. Like, who's one player now you'd maybe look at and think, I think you'd really enjoy your time here, or you'd want to stay here?
Oh no, then a player from now. Ooh. I'm stumped. Honestly, I can't think of it. I'm happy with what we've got. No.
Do you reckon if Sean was around now, he would
Sean
have stuck around.
Sean Sabuti.
Yeah, if he
Oh
if
God,
he was around now, he would have stuck around.
I'd have Sean back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sean was talented player, very quick.
Yeah.
Because I had these. I've had five players have stopped at my house over the years. I made good. We keep in touch, and I'm hoping to meet up with them this year. I'm going to Australia for the World Cup, and I'm hoping that I can meet up with them lads again. We had some special times anyhow, and we do try to keep still in touch. So, Sean was good. I had a lad called Cale Connor who stopped at my house for quite a while. Now Cale was a talented player, but I think I've sort of lost touch with Cale. But he opened a gym back in, I don't know, I don't even know where he's at now, to be honest, somewhere in Australia. But he was a talented player. I remember him once kicking from behind the sticks, nearly at full length of the pitch, of a dropout. It was unbelievable.
One of Cumbria's windiest days, wasn't it?
We have many of them. We have a lot of dropouts. No, it's I can't think of
Put
any.
on the spot there, I think, Patrick.
I liked Oliver Wilkes when he was here. I thought maybe other lads would disagree. I don't know, but I thought he was at the time he was a good captain. Who else was there?
What do you think? For you? Obviously, you've had some funny times. Obviously, with players and stuff like that. What's one funny memory that just sticks with you? Like one thing, if you thought of it, you just start like chuckling to yourself.
It's to do with rugby, but it isn't.
Right.
We went to. I think we were playing in South Wales.
I think I know what's coming.
And we stopped at the hotel. And I was in the foyer. The next thing, the glass doors opened and a pony walked into the foyer of the hotel, wandered round the hotel, did a crap on the floor, and then wandered back. And then the people who owned the hotel ushered it out. But that was one bizarre moment. Everybody was in hysterics. It was so funny.
Seen a Phoenix Nights.
You couldn't write it, could you?
No.
There's some gypsies or whatever outside who had these ponies, and it just happened that it wanted a room for the night. A
rogue mare just coming in.
That was funny.
Patch, you've got the second best mullet in the club.
No, sorry, I beg to differ.
Skullet.
I've got the first.
You got the best mullet in the club.
Mine's quality.
There's not a day that goes by where we're at train and you say to me, "You know what, lad? I used to be quicker than you."
Tell me a few times, but never say I was fast.
Yeah.
Tell us about your playing days of when you played.
Well, when I was, I went to Lily Hall School, where Lakes College is now. It was a school called Lily Hall, and there was a teacher, Mr. Steele. He played for the Spatio Rugby Union, and he started a rugby union team at the school. We had some fantastic players at the time. I mean, I'm 11, 12-year-old at the time, and Paul Messenger, who went on to be Barla captain and played for Kells for a lot of years, he was at school with us. There were a number of other players that went on to do well, but we got this match against the grammar school, and it was our first rugby match, and the idea was we'd play at Lily Hall and then we'd play them at the grammar school at Whitehaven. Well, we got beat 9-0, but they wouldn't play us because they said we were too aggressive, and they wouldn't give us a replay. So that was my first game. But from that, a local team called Moresby Rugby Union got in touch with the school because they were wanting players, and there was 4 of us. I can only remember there was me, Paul Messenger, and 2 other lads from Dissington. Walked up from Dissington to Moresby and had our first training session. Then on the Thursday, I was asked if I would wanted to play at the weekend for Moresby against North Durham. Well, to a 13, 14-year-old, North Durham sounds like an international. Oh yeah, I'll play. So we got this, and it was actually a club called North Durham. And I went on the field, and my opposing winger he was huge. He was huge to me anyhow. And the prop forwards from our teams came up to me and they said, "Look, just get in his way, slow him down, and we'll do the tackling." I said, "Right, all right then." So anyhow, I'm playing this match, and he got the ball, this opposing winger, and I tackled him. Well, then they used to have corner flags, and the flags were they were like 2x2 timbers with a flag on the top. Well, he fell on the flag, and he broke his ribs when I came to all. He got carted off. That was my first game, and I thought, oh, this is all right. I can do this game. So that was the first game, and then from then on, I went on to carried on playing rugby union with Moresby from I think it was about 1974 till 1888. Now, meantime, I'm actually from Dissington, and Dissington had started a rugby league team up, and they'd been wanting me to go and play for them for a long, long time. But I had a loyalty with Moresby because all my mates were there, and we'd had all my schoolmates, and we'd had a very successful 10 or 15 years. We'd won under 21s trophies and floodlit trophies, and got into the county cup final two or three times, and I'd enjoyed myself there. But I bought a barn, and I was gonna make it into my home. So I realised if I played rugby league, the furthest away match was Dalston, so I could travel to. I could work on my house till 12 o'clock, and then get to the furthest game. So I went and played rugby league for Dissington, and I got the first. I played for the Dissington second team at loose forward, and I played the first 6 games and got man of the match in each game. And so I went from loose forward into the first team, and I was put in. I think I was centre to start with. Anyhow, I was centre wing. I can't remember very well, but I was centre and wing mainly. And we didn't have a bad team. We did all right, but it was some real characters in the team. I better not name. Well, I don't know. There's a lad called Charlie Gallagher who isn't with us now, but he was a lad called Duncan Skinner, and all sorts of characters. It was a good side. I really enjoyed it at rugby league, and I realised that I probably should have gone to rugby league earlier because I was probably a bit. I got more ball playing rugby league than I did in rugby union, because being out on the wing in rugby union, if it got past the centres, then I was lucky, very often. but I realised rugby league I should have gone earlier, and I played 4 seasons for Dissington. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I still enjoy watching them when I can. I don't often get the opportunity, but as a club, as a village club, they're a fantastic bunch of people again that keep the club going. A lot of them are my schoolmates and what have you, and families that I know and people that I know. So I do like to keep in touch with them and give them my support when I can. Yeah, that's about it really. From then I ended up coming. I was down here, so
You've been town daft since.
I came down here in year 2000 was when I around 2001. I had personal problems at home, and I ended up being left with my 3 lads to bring up. So it was hard work doing shifts and bring my family up. But a friend of mine said to me, "Why don't you come watch a game of rugby on a Sunday?" So I came down to the town ground, and that was how I first got back into coming down here. I found that I could sort of switch off for 2 hours and sort of really enjoy the people that I was with, and then that's how it really all developed from there on. Going through the supporters club, helping with the Travellers Rest supporters club, going on the bus trips and all that, and Sundays for me was my special day that I could get out and do what I enjoyed doing.
Yeah.
So, and I've been here ever since.
That's brilliant, Patch.
Yeah. So.
Absolutely.
We've been doing a segment, Patch. So it's called Caller's Crack, where people ring up and they just ask a few questions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we usually do them between the 3 of us, if there's a guest. So the first question, both these questions were asked by Andrew Gibson. So shout out, Gibby. What is the funniest name you've been called on the field? That's the first question.
Or maybe off the field.
Off the field.
Off the field for Patrick, yeah. Well, maybe been
played.
what's
something when you've played and a bit of banter on the field?
I couldn't actually repeat what I was once called, but I had my moments on the field. Yeah, but as I say, in rugby union, I was known as Dickie Daniels. In rugby league, I was known as Patch. My nickname Patch came from where I worked at Sellafield. Everybody had nicknames at one time, and I ended up with, because I was a bricklayer, I was just told we were short of work one day, and the foreman said there was a 10-storey building, and he just said to me, "You get out there today, get on that building and patch anything you see, patch it up." And this fella next to me says, "That's it." He says, "You're called Patch from now on." And I was called Patch for 44 years. That was how long I was at Sellafield. So from that's how I got my nickname Patch, to do with my bricklaying and my building. That's where it came from. The Dickie Daniels part was just a mistake in a newspaper, in that there was a bowler, he might even have been captain of bowler, called Richard Daniels, or Dickie Daniels, and they got me mixed up in the paper, and so from then on in rugby union I was known as Dickie Daniels. And people still call me it now. If I go at Whitehaven way, I get called Dickie. If I come working way, I get called Patch. And so that. But I've never really been called anything else on the field. Well.
What have you been called?
Me, got called typewriter once because who was it? Keithley, away.
No.
Yeah.
Keithley at home.
Keithley
sorry.
at home.
You were getting into a bit of a stick with someone, I don't know who it was, and then
Alex Bishop.
yeah,
We were just
and
sharing.
George Flanagan Senior come over to me.
Oh, yeah.
No, I barked up,
No.
and he said, "You need a typewriter, you," because he couldn't understand what I was saying.
George Flanagan, he came and give me no, he gave Sloaney a Bradford top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Sloaney gave it to me. I don't know what's happened to it.
I remember we went away last year to Keithley, and Jimmy was running on the field, and George, I don't know, there must be a bit of stuff there because George was talking to him and stuff and giving him a bit of stick, and it was just friendly. And,
Yeah.
it was a good laugh. So it was just funny. You got little Jimmy out there piping up at George.
I don't think there's been any game I've seen when Jimmy hasn't piped up.
Yeah. What?
What about you?
Yeah, same as Barry. I probably can't repeat half of them. Probably just getting called fat. Like the amount of times I've heard it, it's like, yeah, call me something else.
Yeah,
The one thing I haven't been, I've been called actually by a teammate, Matthew Ensign, called us Chippy Tits, and I called him, and we just literally just went back and forth. So I got that. That's probably one that sticks into my mind. Even Bickerdike's called us Turmeric Teeth before.
Just get him back with toffee teeth.
Exactly, yeah. But that's probably about it, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
Very generic.
The second question was, who are 3 people you'd invite to a dinner party?
Oh, I was hoping you weren't going to ask that. That I would invite.
Yeah. Both are dead or alive. So
Yeah.
it could be anyone famous, dead or alive as well.
Oh, God.
Yourself, me and Zarin.
Wouldn't yeah, well.
Obviously it wouldn't be you two. I was like, cheers.
Two comedians. Oh dear me. Tommy Cooper.
Who's Tommy Cooper?
I knew you'd say that. That's why I said it.
A magician, but he done it around like comedy. Yeah, I've showed you because I've
He's
been.
not the one that killed over because of
Yeah, I showed you that video.
Yeah.
I had a bad day on stage. And
He
died.
wore that little hat.
Yeah, Moroccan hat.
Oh, just. No, I really don't know. I wouldn't be doing the cooking anyhow.
We'll get Kevin in.
I'd be
Joanne would be doing the cooking.
Just you, to be fair,
She'll
I
know-
think if you
she'll
just had
know,
Tommy
mate.
Cooper, that's all you'd need. 'Cause
Yeah.
Tommy Cooper would make you laugh.
It'd be 3 people.
It's funny.
wouldn't it?
I know that because I was just watching one the other day on
Oh,
the
yeah.
telly. That's why it come to mind.
What about you?
Mine would be Peter Kay. I'm just the amount of stuff I rhyme off of him is just me and Sloaney just go through a thing of just rhyming Phoenix Nights quotes off to each other.
Nice. So funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it'd be Peter Kay, Kevin Sinfield,
Yeah.
just to speak about everything really. Just and
When Kevin Sinfield did his run from here, all week I was told I had to meet him at the door and take him in the change rooms and look after him. And I turned around for a few seconds in this boardroom, and he must have come in and gone into the change room. And I'm outside looking for him, thinking, where's he at? He hasn't turned up yet. And he was in change rooms, and I had to go. I tried to apologise to him because I was supposed to meet him, but he was on the bed then getting massaged and everything, and
Yeah.
but he was a lovely fellow to meet. But I wanted to show him in my nerve centre.
yeah.
There's
Fooey's kegs.
Fooey's kegs, and what have I got on that board? It's this
It's
The
a sign,
is the
but Kevin
pressure of the
Sinfield-
ball.
Yeah,
Aye.
pressure of the ball.
for the pressure of the balls, I put if it's good enough for Kevin Sinfield, it's good enough for me. And the reason was I was once somewhere and I asked the question, I asked him that question for some reason, and he said to me 9.5, and I said, oh, so I've always done him 9.5 ever since, because if it's good enough for Kevin Sinfield, it's good enough for me.
That's class. Huh?
So that was, but I wanted to show him that I actually have
the
it
chance?
written up on a board, don't I? And
Yeah. Did you get the chance to show him?
Hmm?
Did you get the chance to show him?
No,
Well, Kev, if you're watching, mate, get the onion.
yeah, he's a fantastic person. Unbelievable, isn't he?
I think the final person, it's probably between two, and they're totally different people. It'll be Jim Carrey, because I've always just, it's my sort of humour, it's an idiot. And one would be probably Gordon Ramsay or Marco Pierre White.
Yeah, just for the...
Well, they can have a crack with us and then go to some bit.
Right, you've spoken enough.
Yeah, and pans on.
Get to walk.
It would be all free.
Andrew Johns, I think that might be self-explanatory just because he's
Yeah.
an absolute character.
Bang average rugby
I've
player.
just thought I'd like to be, I know you're going to say the same,
Who?
Vossi.
Oh, Vossi'd be
Vossi.
good crap.
I'd have loved him at the dinner party.
Tommy
I bet
Cooper,
he
and,
did.
Tommy Cooper and Vossi.
Could you imagine if all three of our tables come together?
He had a dinner party here, didn't he,
Yeah,
Vossi?
he did.
Yeah, with
Yeah, I would
Cumberland
probably
sausage
forget.
and his XL crisp with a pickled egg in. Oh, that would be class.
100%.
Who's it?
That's,
Andrew Johns.
Andrew Johns for the crack. Carl Barron, he's an Australian comedian. He's just
Is that who you showed me?
right
Yeah.
up my alley. It's just pure Australian comedy. He's class. And the third one, probably Young Ike. Mark Southwood just for the crack.
Jesus.
God,
What a
he
line.
cracks
Well,
me.
if you've got Andrew Johns there, you need Ike.
Yeah.
Could you imagine them two bouncing off each other? They wouldn't understand each other to begin with, but
No. But you'd have some.
Mark's son, baby.
You'd have some there.
Great,
Plenty of Lamberts.
great lad.
wheels on table.
I'll tell you what. I once went to Union Jack Club with him, and he got up on stage, and he started singing Penny Arcade. Next thing, his vest tops off. He's swinging it round his head. Oh, it was so funny. What a good night we had. What a laugh. Absolutely. So Penny Arcade, I think. Yeah, that's probably what he would sing
Yeah,
at the karaoke.
at the apple tree. Well, that's Caller's Crack. If you've got any questions, fire them the way. The description will be in the link. So the link will be in the description
Yeah.
of where you can fire your answers.
Also, the Working Town ladies done their 24-hour SAS challenge and completed it. I think donations are still going ahead, so if you'd like to donate to that and and grow that charity for that young lass.
Definitely. Patch,
Yeah.
mate, I'm going to speak on behalf of Grant here because I'm sure he'll agree this has been our favourite episode to date, and it's going to hold a place on the show for a long time. Like, it's been unreal having you in, listening to all your stories. So thank you very
You
much.
genuinely are the
It's
hero.
been very
Patch. Hero of the
enjoyable.
club.
Very enjoyable.
Legend would be the
Thank
word,
you.
actually.
Thank you.
Cheers.
And on that one, if you do want to sponsor an episode, just like Derwent Park Supporters Club have, the link for that will be in the description of this episode. So thank you, and thanks for listening in. Cheers. Spot
Like,
on.
share, and subscribe. Ta-da.
Over and
Thank
out.
you.